Good evening, everybody. Happy Hump Day. It's 9:24 Eastern Standard Time. Uh, as always, as I usually do, I'll give everybody a couple seconds to come in before I start. Dang, I ain't got my water. Forgot all about it. Hopefully, I don't need it to. My words don't get caught up, or something won't try to stop me from getting my words across. Realist, good evening. Get some people. Good evening, Diane. Give me a couple seconds and we'll go right into it. Once again, good evening, everybody, to all that's coming in and all that's here. I just want to touch bases for, this may not be a message for everybody because everybody may be having a good week, a good start to 2024, right? As you know, I've been talking about new seasons, what we need to do to get there, how we should start it, etc. But there may be some people who are, you know, not having good days or not having the start that they want to the new year. So I'm just going to, label this talk hold the line. Now, I know for a lot of people, hold the line is like it may be a military term, and it is, right? Uh, and I'm not a military man. That's for those people. Ask these people what that means. Like tough love. Shout out to tough love. But it pretty much in the military term is pretty much saying, yeah. I just spoke about your tough love, but like I was telling them, in the military term, I believe it's like, we're not going to allow the enemy to penetrate the front line that we have or the defense that we have up. We can't allow that to. We can't allow the enemy to penetrate. So we need to hold the line. I'm pretty sure, or that's my expectation of it, as far as the military term, right? But I'm just gonna, I'm gonna break it down for those that are not in the military. For me, it just simply means to maintain the existing position or state of affairs, meaning stand. It's pretty much standing your ground, but not allowing nothing to get through to shake you off your foundation, right? Right. So, you know, I know pretty much, like I said, people planting seeds or whatever the case may be for 2024. And for a lot of people, you know, we look for the first thing to error our ways to say, yo, we're not going to do this. We're going to stop what we're doing right now. We're going to go back to our old ways. It's the quickest way. It's the quickest way for the enemy to deter you from reaching your goals, striving for your expectations, right? Like, for example, I was I was led to believe that I was supposed to be, you know, a voice of reason to bring people together. Like my season was harmony, right? So now I'm looking around I'm talking to people. I'm extending myself. There's a lot of people that I'm talking to that's unhappy. And I believe that I'm not doing a spirit of repetitiveness. I'm not bringing last season, which was not good for everybody, into this new season. That's not what we planned for. So, I took it upon myself to just sit down for a second and gather my thoughts, because I'm saying, okay, if I'm supposed to be, you know, allowing people to harmonize, come to one note, one tone, one tune, and it's not the tune that we're looking for, how are we harmonizing? You know? And I'm like, that doesn't make sense. And what it basically does to a person, it'll make you doubt yourself. Am I Is my delivery being received? Am I saying the correct things? Am I reaching certain people? And I'm saying to myself, I'm sad because I'm failing. I'm more of a hindrance than a help, right? So I had to sit down and really evaluate things. So I took the time, it was storming, but it had stopped. And I took the time to just stand outside the house. And I looked up in the sky and I saw a star trying to twinkle out of the storm clouds. And then you see the clouds are moving. And then you see one star. Then you see two stars. I'm saying to myself, that might be a plane. But I see the stars not moving. So it tells me to say, listen, you gotta hold the line. You gotta be patient, because every day is not gonna be a good day. Of course, you're not going to have 360. Hey, Selena, you're not going to have 365 days of sunny days. You're not going to have 365 days of warm weather. You got to hold the line / weather the storm, because things are going to come at you at a pace, at a way that is not expected, right? So the question is, how do you hold the line? You got to believe what you planted is a good seed, right? So if you believe that, listen, that tree is going to withstand the storm, you ain't worried about the tree falling on a house or falling on the street or falling on your car. You believe that it's rooted so correctly that the toughest of winds is not going to blow it down. But that's how you're supposed to be with whatever you plan on doing in this season, in this year, or pretty much in your day-to-day life. You got to make sure that, hey, yo, I'm getting good seeds. I'm getting good ground. I'm getting good water. I'm getting the sunlight that I need for my roots to be entangled into the fertile ground. We have to do that because, excuse me, there's a lot of things that's getting ready to come our way. And for some of us, it's already started. It started before 2024. It came in with us at the strike of midnight, New Year's Day. And we thought, well, it's going to get better before it gets worse. But now it's still cold outside. You feel like your seed ain't growing because the ground is frozen. It's very cold. It's not growing nothing yet. But you have to give it time. You got to let it see if it goes through. So the best thing that we can do is stand our ground. We're going to take the bumps and bruises. We're going to get, chaos coming at us. Because if you had if you had every day of peace, you wouldn't know what to do with yourself sometimes. Because life is not just that straight and narrow. Our goal is straight and narrow, but we know we're going to hit some bumps in crooked roads. Everything is not going to be straight for us. So we have to hold our ground, right? And it's amazing, because as much energy that you give to wanting to do the right thing, like I told y'all before, there's always something lingering behind us to hold us back. If we take a step forward, somebody trying to pull us 3 steps backwards. We can't keep allowing these things to occur. We have to understand that we might have to put on blinders sometimes. You know how when the horses are racing, they got the blinders on their head, so that way they can't see nothing on the side. We might have to do that sometimes, because sometimes the peripheral gives us a sight that we need to look at right now. Right now, we need to see what's in front of us. And what's in front of us is that there's going to be some days that are not going to be our best. We're not always going to operate on our best. We're not going to always be ready for whatever it is. I'm going to make the suggestion. If things ain't going well for you right now, let's make the best out of a bad situation. Well, let me not say we all. Most of us have played cards. A lot of us played spades. And a lot of us have had junky hands handed to us, dealt to us. We might have a book here. We might have to play with one spade here. In other words, we're not going to be dealt the most dominant of hands. But if you make a book and you throw certain cards away, you might pull out a book at the end of the hand. So you might make two instead of one. You can advance yourself in that situation by maneuvering things to get that extra book, that besides the book that you already see. You might could do that throughout the game, and you might could sneak out the win. But a lot of the times, we just see the junky hand. I don't want to play this hand. No, we have to play the hand that's dealt to us. And today, or this week, or the beginning of the year, our hand was junky. So we don't have to throw it in. We just play it out, because we know 9 times out of 10, we're going to get the hand that we need that turns the game around. We might turn around and say, you know what? I got a Boston hand, meaning I could take the whole game over. I could end the game right now. Or you get I don't know how y'all play it, 10 for 200. That's how we play it in New York. Play 10 for 2, meaning if you get 10 books, you get 200 points. You double your points. We might get that hand, because guess what? Out of the 4 people dealing, sometimes you're going to be a dealer. And we know how slick we could be sometimes. We know how to shuffle them cards. We're going to do the best that we can to shuffle the cards to make our hand look as great as we can. But even if we don't get the hand that we want when we dealing it, we trying to keep our team ahead of the game. But that's how we should be doing, everyday situation. We need to sit here and say, you know what? Let's play the hand out. Okay, you might got 4, we got 8. Let's go 8. That's an advantage hand. But not every hand we gonna get 8. You might get 2, I might get 2. Oh, we gotta go board. We just gonna stay afloat. Well, it's time to stay afloat. But in this turn, we calling it holding the line. We gotta stand still. Let them shoot their shot. If it grazes us, it grazes us. As long as we ain't getting killed in the game, we still got a chance to win the game. Right? And like I said, a lot of things has been happening around us. That has to be very disappointing. That has to be very sad that we had to go through it. And it ain't looking good for some people. Like, I can't believe that this is occurring. Like, it's already 2024, and already somebody hearing a bad report about a family member. There's a death in the family already. And then you turn around and say, well, I know my luck. So if one death is here, death comes in 3. So you're already thinking 2 more is coming. So you already have that negative attribute. And it's only January 10th. So now you gotta prepare yourself to make the best out of the bad situation. Okay, we're losing a person. We're gonna celebrate life, but you may get to see an uncle that you wouldn't have saw until later on in the year. Hey, uncle, how you doing? Hey, auntie, how you doing? Hey, granny, how you doing? Hey, brother, sister, how you doing? Yo, we can sit down and, Blase Blah was a good person. You know what? you know, and we gotta sometimes we just gotta make the best out of the bad situation, but we still gotta stand still and hold the line. Gotta make sure that sorrow doesn't penetrate what your goal is supposed to be. Is the seed that you planted bear good fruit. If your goal is to encourage, to uplift, you gotta keep going. It doesn't matter if everybody's having a bad few days. You gotta say, you know what? Let's turn around and just make the best out of that bad situation. Hey, I know it's cold, but you know what? Why don't you just keep yourself warm and and read a book of how to improve a credit score? That's what Tough Love would say. Or how to better communicate on a job or on a resume, to improve your resume. Or how to increase your credit score by taking these negative reports off the report. See, even when we're down, we have an opportunity to inch our way up. But a lot of us say we down, so we down. We've been so far in the valley, we don't even want to look up to the hills to where the goal is at, because we feel like it's too high right now because we're too far below. That's not what it's about. It should be about us making ways to get up the hill. A baby gotta crawl before it's able to stand on its own 2 feet. We gotta do the same. If it's a bad situation, we gotta gather ourselves. All right, let's hold on. We're not losing those limbs. We're not losing our mind, even though people may be talking to us sideways, crazy. Our communications may be off, but I know I can persevere through it. I know I can get through that. And it's like it's just time for us to elevate. Make the best out of the bad situation and hold your ground. A lot of us, I'm trying to get money to take our kids to Disney this summer. But damn, these bills is coming at an exponential rate. Food is costing more and more. Now you gotta say, okay, well, if I take these bags of potato chips out, I could put that to the side and then I could put that in the piggy bank so we can have potato chips at Disney World. Sometimes we gotta sacrifice just to make sure we gotta hold the line. Yo, I'm not gonna shoot all my bullets out. I don't see the enemy that's shooting at me. Let me take cover until I can get a clear shot. We're not all gonna get clear shots at what we're doing. It might be foggy when we're running a race, so we might miss a turn in the marathon. We don't know the course the way we're supposed to know it. It's not going to be a clear sighting. So you gotta pace yourself. Just like now, everything is down. We gotta pace ourselves. I'm feeling depressed. Let me get through this. Let me fight it. I'm feeling angry. Let me tone down. Let me grasp myself before I say something that I can't say. If I'm feeling anxious at pouncing, let me take the time to understand what's in front of me. Because if I pounce, there may be a knife be ready to stab me in my chest. That might be a little, tough to think about. But we don't know. The point is, we don't know what's in front of us because we're blinded with stress, anger, frustration, worryation, vexation, because things are not going the way that we need it to go right now. Right? So I'm saying that we got to hold the line. Better days are coming. It's not going to rain every day. It's not going to snow every day. But we got to understand it's not going to be summer weather either. Some of us are waiting for the trees to grow back. Hey, it's going to get warmer. I see it. But right now, you got to bunker down in those stormy days. A lot of us have been hit with rain for the past day or so. Before that, some people was getting hit with snow. we had to prepare ourselves for that, but we only see what we want to see. We only see the good fruit that we want to bear, instead of, oh, we got to protect our plant from the frosty days. Your plants can't be outside at 30 degrees. It's not going to grow. But we don't protect it sometimes. We got to be prepared for everything that's ahead of us. And just because some of us are not having good days, it doesn't mean better days are not around the corner. So we have to be ready for it, right? We got to let go of things. We got to let go of 2023. We're not trying to repeat 2023. If we did good in 2023, we're here to improve on 2023. And I pray that if you did bad, you don't want to repeat the cycle. Because if you want to repeat the cycle, I love you and I don't think I can do anything for you. So this may not be for you. And I mean that with sincerity. I really want to be a safe haven. I really want somebody to understand that, hey, I can't add to something that's not there. I can't love you more than you love yourself. I should be only adding to your love. I should be only adding to your confidence. I should be adding to your joy. I should be adding to your peace. And that goes for anybody that's becoming a person in your life. We're only supposed to add. We ain't supposed to subtract, right? Winners add value to a situation, right? In sports, that's why they say LeBron James is, there's always going to be a debate. You can win some by yourself, but if you play a team game, you got to involve everybody. If you're great, you're supposed to make people around you better. If you love somebody, everybody's supposed to see the love that you have for them. It's supposed to sprinkle out everywhere in front of you. It shouldn't be in the mist. It should be seen, right? So we have to understand that it may not be working the way we want it to right now. Somebody may not be feeling that peace that we're trying to give them. Somebody may not feel the encouragement we may be trying to give them, the joy, the love, etc. Hold the line. Stand still. Don't run from that enemy, because your strength should be, all right, I'm 10 toes down, you 10 toes down. I'm a winner though. That enemy might feel the same way, but you know who you are. You know you're a winner. So you know you're going to take that quick blow to the gut. Oh, I lost my breath. Gather yourself. Hold the line though. He tried to get behind you, trip him, sit on him, whatever you got to do. Hold that line. Don't let nothing get past you. And if it do get past you, grab it. In football, they call it a horse collar. Grab him by the collar of your shirt. Pull him back. We fought for everything that wasn't necessary in our life. We fought for things that was worthless. We fought for a dollar increase in a society where we still had to pay $10 of what we made. We still were struggling. So we're going to have to struggle to get to our goal too. If your goal is to be successful, you got to understand you're going to fail before you reach the success. Well, most of us is going to, there's an exception to a rule, but most of us is going to fail before we succeed. That don't mean give up. That don't mean stop what you're doing. That means be encouraged and hold the line. You still do it. You only got to get it right once. If you get it right one time, you know how to succeed. You know how to advance yourself. You know how to get to the goal that you need to get to. Then you'll start your second goal. For those that are single, like, all right, I know how to maintain myself. Now I find out how to maintain the person that I'm interested in. That may lead to marriage. That may lead to a family. That may lead to my legacy. But you gotta understand that you're not gonna get there soon as you start the car. You gotta gas up. You gotta get ready. You gotta make sure your tires are ready before you get on the road. They may blow out. Make sure they're ready. Make sure you got enough gas. Make sure your oil's ready. Some people gotta tune it up, but we may have forgot to tune up in 2023. That's why I was telling everybody, write the vision, make it plain. So whatever you think you can see, you write it down. So if you can see it, you can achieve it. You may have been prepared for the roadblocks. You may have been prepared for the detours. But if you just going on sheer instincts, you're gonna miss a couple things. And I ain't talking about those that have faith, because faith can lead you to a mighty way. But if you have that faith, you understand you're gonna get there regardless. So there's no paces for you. There's no speed limit for you. You're gonna be steady. But because we live in this world that everything needs to be done right now, we'll stop what we're doing and go back to our normal way. For those of you that have been in the streets, or those of you that know people in the streets, you've seen people get those jobs and then turn around and say, "Yo, I can't make my rent. All right, let me do what I normally do, or let me do what I used to do. Let me get those couple of dollars that I used to get in a couple of days so I could maintain myself." We don't have to jump back. We don't have to revert back to our old ways. We just got to hold the line. We got to understand that if we stand still, if we keep our stance, if we keep covering and protecting ourselves, we can win the battle. We could advance on them instead of them thinking they can come on us. We could advance on them. We could advance on the goal. We could advance on that good fruit that we're waiting to bear for. We just got to stand still and hold the line. Hey, CC. But like I said, yeah, you're right, Tough Love. A vision board is it's a necessity. It's not even a want, it's a necessity. I want to look where I'm at right now, right? I gave y'all a perfect example. Where I'm at right now, I'm in Georgia. They said if you wanted to make a restaurant called Steak and Shake, that's like it's a restaurant with burgers and fries, right? All you need to do is invest $10,000, and whatever the profit is, you get 50% of that. Now the goal should be, hey, let me look into that. Let me see if I can get to $10,000. Let me see if I can get a small business loan. Let me see if I can. Okay, let me go talk to somebody about investing in that. Hey, you want to listen? Let's do a 5-partner deal. We could put 2,000 together, and we can go ahead and make the investment together. We might make 30,000, so each of us can get whatever's divvied up between the 5 of us. I ain't trying to do the math because I'm trying to make a point. But the goal is we can come out of it with a profit. And if we understand that we ain't going to look for the $50,000 profit, we know that when you start a business, a profit is a plus, because some people don't get the profits at all until the next year or the year after. Any investment is like that. You may not see the big dividend check after year 1, but you can see it grow. But because we held the line, we're gonna see it grow. We're gonna see the increase. We're gonna see the bearing of the good fruit that we just invested in. I know people say that time is the essence,
but patience is as well. Unless we understand that we are not of good health, if we know we're taking care of ourselves, patience will always be a virtue. I know that we say that tomorrow's not promised, but if we're working through the day, we believe in that God's going to wake us up tomorrow. Because if God gave us His plan, He's going to know that He's going to allow us to see it. So you just got to stay the course, hold the line. The things will come to you if you be patient with it. The things will come to you even after your storms. The things will come to you even if your depression, your anxiety, it's not going to last always. Your depression is not going to last always. We got to understand that every negative is going to have its time, but we need to stock up on the positiveness. I can beat this today. My back hurts. Let me relax. That means my body needs to rest. And the next day we could be back at it. Or the next 2 days we may be back at it. And we may not feel that pain for another 3 months. My knee is hurting because I got arthritis. Okay, we got to watch the intake that we take, and that's allowing these bones to flare up. We got to do the work. We got to do the work. We can't just, it's nice to have people around us, but if we're not helping ourselves, we can't expect anybody to help us. They're only here to add on to us. Hold the line, everybody. Hold the line. We will be advancing soon. We will win this battle, but we'll definitely win the war if you hold the line. Now, I'm gonna just go back and read because I haven't been paying attention because I was trying to make the point. Hey, Cheeky, how you doing? Tough love, salute. Uh, Diane, what's going on? Yeah, I agree with you, Diane. Look, Diane says recycle, grow your own vegetables and carrots. Right. But if that's what you want to plant, Diane, like right now, you can't plant it. So right now, you're just supposed to let the seed be, you know, you gotta hold the seed, but you gotta make sure the seed is secure for planting. Because this cold, the seed could kill the seed could be killed by the cold, right? And that's what I'm saying. Everything is not, it may not be for us right now, but it doesn't mean that we have to give up on it because it's not going the way that we need it to go, right? The sky's falling. If the sky's falling, we gotta, well, I'm gonna say if the sky's falling, I'm gonna make sure there's nothing above me that can hurt me. Because it's gonna pick itself up. That's the way of the world, the way of the universe. Okay. If if it's gonna come down, it's gotta go back up. That's what rain do. It recycles itself from the sea to the clouds, back to the sea. It goes in a circle. So it's gonna pick itself up. We just have to be ready for it. Evening watermelon. We have to be ready. We have to stand in line. Just because it's not going the way we want it to right now. Storm clouds is going to move out the way. That sun is going to come. And if it's at nighttime, those storm clouds is going to move out the way and you'll see the stars. You might could see Orion's belt right after the storm. That means it's over. That means it's going to be calmness coming because those clouds have moved on. And we made it because we held the line. We didn't panic. We didn't all go to Walmart at one time like when it was COVID and everybody buying up 100 rolls of toilet tissue. We ain't had to fight for that jug of milk, that gallon of milk for our kids. We ain't had to fight for the last batch of eggs. We made it. Now things are starting to go down. Not the way we wanted to, but it's going down. Now we can say, yo, all right, we can get 18 a carton of 18 eggs for the next 2 weeks, and then we can go ahead and see what happens after that. But we made it through the storms. We made it through the chaos. We made it through the mayhem. Sometimes we gotta say, yo, y'all not gonna win. This cold air is not gonna hold me in. I gotta warm my bones up if I got arthritis. I gotta keep myself warm because I need to go ahead and do what I need to do. Because I know that nice spring air is gonna come. And before you know it, you'll see leaves blooming. You see flowers on the rise. You see your seed that you planted growing. You see the sprouts. That's because you didn't give up. Okay, it might be a little cold, but when that sun come up, we're gonna make sure it hits that plant. We're gonna make sure it hits the seed. We're gonna water it in the afternoon so that way it gets the nutrients before it turns back down to 32 degrees and the floor gets frozen, or the grass or the soil gets frozen. We have to prepare ourselves that not every day is gonna be our best day. Not every day is gonna be our day. I mean, it's not. They're called seasons for a reason. And we have seasons in our everyday lives. It may not take 3 months. Your season might turn right now. I'm hoping that somebody hears and say, you know what? Tomorrow's gonna be a better day for me. I ain't gonna think of it as a 32-degree day. The sun is gonna be out, so I'm gonna feel the sun rays. It's gonna feel 50 degrees to me. And go on out there and sit in that vitamin D, get your vitamin D on. Get out there and take your walk. Hey, tough love, I see you out there walking. I'm proud of you. Even in the cold, you still persevering. You ain't trying to let it stop you. I seen that. But there's a lot of people turning around in the cold like, I ain't walking out there. I ain't going out there before I go to work. Knowing that you got to be at work 9 o'clock. It's too cold. I ain't doing it. Put your sweats on. Put that hoodie on. Put a coat on that hoodie and do your walk. Get your mile in before you go ahead and do your real job. Whether it's a 9 to 5, a stay-at-home parent, whatever it is, get it in. Your job still needs to be done, but so much your job be done taking care of you too. It's it's not the end of the world, y'all. If things ain't going your way, it's not the end of the world. It's only January 10th. We got a whole lot of time to go, and I believe it'll change in your favor. If you with it, let's ride this out. I believe everybody's season is coming for them, whether it's happiness, joy, abundance, whatever it is, togetherness, harmony, whatever your season that God gave you, whatever seed you planted in 2024, it's going to bear good fruit. It's just not going to happen overnight. I believe that with every expectation. I believe it because in your heart of hearts, when you do your best, when you put your best foot forward, nothing's going to stop you. You might trip because you hit a pebble, but you're going to get up and you're going to keep on going forward. Somebody might try to block it. We know the enemy will use anybody to block you, right? Because he tried to get me. I was so sad when I heard all of these negative attributes: death, people fighting, family not working together. How could I have a season of harmony when you're trying to block it already? Sit down, hold the line. Just sit back and watch what happens. That don't mean you gotta give up. You pursue your goal. Because if you're doing the right thing, somebody's gonna pick up on it. Like, hey, he made a good point. Hey, watermelon, you made a good point. Take a deep breath. Look forward. You got this. Meek, you got this. Tough love, you got this. Diane, you got this. My chat, my replayers, y'all got this. If it ain't going well for y'all, y'all got this. Like I said, if you got it going, this may not resonate with you. But not everybody's having a good start to the year. Let's keep it 100. I'm just telling those that ain't having that good first 10 days. Hold the line. Change is coming and it will be in your favor. Get ready, y'all. Y'all seed is about to sprout. Y'all gotta want it though. I can't want it for you. I could only add it to you. It's you guys that gotta do the work. So with that being said, everybody, you talking about vitamin D. You know what? I can't with y'all people. Vitamin D is an essential of life. That's why we all need to be outside. That's why yeah, listen, I went to the doctor. The doctor told me your vitamin D is always going to be down in the wintertime. Now, if you live in Hawaii, that may not be the case. If you live in California, that may not be the case. If you live in Florida, that may not be the case. Why? Because those places is very warm. But if you living in New York, if you're living in Seattle, Washington, if you're living in Maine, if you're living in Chicago, if you're living in that northeast sector, that midwest sector towards Canada, y'all know what I'm talking about. It ain't fit at nothing. It's going to be days, it's going to be 10 degrees and 10 inches of snow. But the point is, you're not going to get your vitamin D in the wintertime. You got to wait. That's why they tell you to take supplements during that time. Because soon as that 60 degrees come out, you're going to want to be outside. You're going to be out there all day getting that vitamin D. You only need 30 minutes. They may say an hour now. Who knows? They changing it. CC, hey. But we have to understand all the seasons ain't going to be the best for us. We just got to persevere to that season. We know when that March, April, May comes, that's springtime. That's what they say. In some states, it may be February. Georgia, Texas, it gets warmer by the time March and April gets there. Because y'all know those down south weathers, boy, it be something else. Y'all be at 65 in March and then 80 in May, June, July, August. Right? But we just got to make sure we can get to that point. We got to keep things covered. We got to keep ourselves prepared. Hold the line, and then we'll see everything go from there. This may not be our day today, but tomorrow will be better. This may not be our season right now, winter, but spring is right around the corner. Before you even blink, you're gonna pass Martin Luther King, you're gonna pass the President's Day, and they're gonna be talking about Easter. And y'all be like, y'all know it's around the corner. Memorial Day, let's get it. Barbecue time, let's do it. This year, I can't wait for March planting season. Well, for those like I was told that if you plant your seed indoors until it starts to get warm, then you take it outside, and then you could put it back in the new fertile ground outside and watch it grow into whatever you need it to grow into. Everything won't always be great, but don't give up on your purpose. Hold the line. That's what I'm saying, tough love. I appreciate you saying that. And I hope I didn't disrespect any military people with my interpretation of hold the line. I know that may be dear and important to some of y'all. I hope I didn't, discredit that meaning to you guys. I truly hope I didn't. But I was just trying to put it into everyday life. right? We got to hold on. We got to listen. Like how Cat Williams, I mean, how the dude was trying to say Cat Williams had all the security in front of that door so he couldn't get in, right? That's what I'm saying we need to do. They held the line. You ain't passing us. You ain't getting by us. If you do, you got problems. That's how we need to be with our everyday life. Hold the line. Make sure nothing gets by us. If it do, make sure it's in range of being grabbed. And that's all I'm saying. So, like I said, I just wanted to stop by, you know, to deliver that line for anybody that's not having a good start of the new year. I know we was just counting down. I know we was like, yeah, we got this. Three, two, one. Oh damn, I got the same nonsense going on. And it may have seemed even worse because like you could have gave up, like, yo, I didn't want to bring this here. I didn't want to bring this to this year, but it followed me anyway. Hold the line. We still got time. We got time to get rid of it. We got time to get rid of the nonsense. We got time to stop this foolishness. We got time to repair whatever that could be repaired. That's if you want to repair it. That's if you want to get rid of it. Only you have the answers for what you want. Only only thing that we can do on this site, on this channel, is support whatever decision you got to respect the decision that you make. And if it's supportable, we're going to support it. Shout out to the word because the word was, he was inspiring me today. He was talking about how we all need to come together and we all need to, network and try to change the scenes in the scenario. And I was trying to tell him, like, listen, all we can do is hold the line. Because if we hold the line, we could penetrate whatever foolishness is coming our way. We could deflect it and advance whatever we're trying to advance. If it's togetherness, we can do the togetherness. If we're trying to monetize, we could monetize with the people that is for us, that is with us, that is our everyday supporters. It's just because we got everyday supporters, that doesn't mean that we're not going to have disagreements. That doesn't mean that we can't have the conversation without respect. We can have conversations of disagreement with respect. The best way to do that, listen, I understand what you're saying. It's not going to move me. Let's just agree to disagree and keep it going. Because Cece, I'm still waiting for that. I'm waiting for you, right? I'm still waiting for that alert to come up. Like, I'm starting. I'm just saying, CC, that's just me and you. You know how we do, right? If I'm only here to encourage, that's what I need to do. I have to understand I can't overstep my boundaries. If you're here to encourage, don't push. If you're here to give advice, listen to understand, not to hear to respond. Communication is always going to be key to what's going forward in your life. Understanding is going to get you even further. Understand your situation so you can communicate what the next steps for you are going to be. So you don't hear the mumbo jumbo. So you don't hear the extra voice telling you make the left when you're supposed to make the right. Because somebody's going to try to stop you. And 9 times out of 10, it may be you. But if you hold the line, I believe we'll win. So with that being said, everybody, I'd like to thank everybody for stopping by. I want to, say, hold on. Let's keep pushing everybody. I believe we can make it. And until next time, I'll holler at y'all later. I'm out.